What's going on, FitFam? My name is Sully Lukey. I'm here with John Six, and this is Guys with Thighs. John, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. I just got me a juicy arm workout in
Let's
every
go.
Sunday now, I can tell you that much. And I'm feeling good. I had my postie, so I'm feeling real good now. Rapid assimilation protein with a high glycemic carbohydrate, recover a little bit.
Sure, hell yeah. What flavor did you go with?
Dude, I went with strawberry.
Oh, dude. That has been it's top 3 right now for me.
And tell me why.
Dude, it's because it tastes like strawberry
See,
milk,
I knew
bro.
you were gonna go there, and I 100%, I can't relate with you because like the
Really?
only Nesquik we had in our house was the chocolate Nesquik.
No, really?
My mom had the chocolate Nesquik every single morning for like hot cocoa, but we never had the strawberry Nesquik. So
Dude, we had the chocolate and the strawberry, and the strawberry.
okay, spoiled.
If we had it, hey, no, that was later on, not when I was younger, because we were on the fried bologna sandwiches when I was younger. We were not doing great. But yeah, so with the Nesquik, when we had both the strawberry, if I picked one, it was always freaking strawberry.
Dude.
But when you mix chocolate and the strawberry, a little bit of both,
Excuse me.
it is freaking incredible.
Never given that a go.
You could try that with the chocolate milkshake and the strawberry.
Have you done it?
Yes.
And it's good?
It's incredible.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate covered strawberry.
I love me some chocolate covered strawberries.
It's so good.
Especially if they're frozen. Dude, I'm on 75 hard now, so like I had to get out of that the mentality of going and grabbing some snacks at Walmart on my way home real quick, right? But they're the true fruit chocolate covered strawberries or the chocolate covered bananas with peanut butter.
Okay.
Oh.
I never had them.
Oh well, don't start because you're gonna keep going back to Walmart to buy frozen fruit.
I might not start then, because dude, your boy can eat.
I'm telling you what, like I would go on like a long run, and I'm just like I would literally skip ignition so then I could go get me some chocolate covered strawberries. I was just like, yep, we're not having the high glycemic carbohydrate because I'm about to go get me some worse for you carbohydrates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're so good. I'm not even gonna lie, they're so good. Oh,
Dude, you just got so. I've never seen you get that serious stuff. I'm gonna have to try it. Then.
They are, yeah. I mean, when Kaylee and Painter and Dom, they came out to Colorado when I was out there, and we went and climbed the Manitou Incline and stuff like that, and we had a blast. And we stopped at Walmart on the way back. I'm like, oh, we're getting these. And we all got like the chocolate covered stuff, the bananas and the strawberries. And I'm like, you got to try these. Just handing them out like they're candy because that's what they basically are.
Oh, I mean
I'm still not sorry though.
It's fruit covered in chocolate.
Yeah, but I'm not sorry.
Candy.
They're so good.
Not at all. Hey, you get a little bit of the fiber in there to slow it down.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Yeah,
it's not as bad as just straight up
post-workout
chocolate.
recovery, buddy. Post-workout recovery.
Yeah, hey, it's
I have
still
a
a high
sweet tooth,
glycemic carb.
Dude, I've had a sweet tooth since I was a little kid because my mom's a baker, right?
Okay.
She loves to bake everything from cookies to cakes to pies to like apple crisp. Her pumpkin bars are like freaking notorious for being some of the greatest things on earth. But so like it was always in the house as I was growing up.
Large amounts, I'm sure.
Dude, and here's the thing, she's a stress baker. So like when she was stressed or like the family was stressed, all of a sudden there's 3 different kinds of cookies because she was up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm stressed, I'm gonna have a cookie, or like I'm going to school, I'm gonna have a cookie on the way out.
That creates stress eaters.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm guilty of that. I'm definitely guilty of that. But so like I've always been like a sweet tooth kind of guy. So like if it's there, I'm gonna eat it. So like when I'm on like this prep and everything like that, or not prep, on 75 hard, I can't even have it in the house. Like
good
at
call.
all. Yeah, and like that's just me, and I know, and this comes from experience, right? So it's different for everybody, and I think like the answer to everything is it depends. So like if you can have it in the house, I know people that can take 1 scoop of ice cream, put the pint back. And for me personally, it's the pint is a serving. The pint is the 1 scoop. So it's different for everybody, and I don't know the people watching. Like if you're a blessed soul, if you can take that scoop of ice cream and like put it down, because that's not me. But what I was trying to get at is like food and the way people consume food, and when we're stressed, how we consume food and everything like that. It's different for every single person. And so just know, people, like, you're not alone. Like, Six has his food habits different than my food habits. And it's all about finding out where your limits are and like stress testing your limits and things like that. I say limits, but like just I don't know how would you say it? It's not limits.
It's your. I would say it's more your own boundaries.
Boundaries.
That you have
That's
to
a
find.
good word. Yeah, that's a really good word.
And they're different for each person.
Yeah.
Like, for people like I would say for the most part, former fat kids like us are going to be the people that need to keep the things out of the house. That need to be more mindful of those, like not having a cheat day, having a cheat meal, or having like a refeed day rather than a cheat day. Things like that. We're going to have to be more mindful. Those are our boundaries. Where some other people's boundaries are going to be a little bit different. It's like, hey, I can have that little bit of ice cream, still hit my macros, and not eat the whole pint.
But for example, those people, they might have the salty. So like they might have like salted almonds, and they can't stop eating the salted almonds or something like that. So it's different for them, or the pretzels, right? So like it's still carbs. It's still like it's going to add up real quick, just like my ice cream does. So like what I'm getting at is that it's different for all of us. We just have to find those boundaries in our lives in order to critique kind of the way that we're eating, and that so we can eat for our goals.
Absolutely.
Right now, my goal is to get shredded. And I'm on 75 hard. So back-to-back goals. I can't have it in the house. I can't even look at it at the store. So that's where I'm at.
Dude, I am the same way as well. Because actually, so I think it was my birthday during prep. And got my present here. We had a nice little gift from the team here at First Form during our birthday.
I got Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know. What'd you end up with?
So I ended up with both chocolate and yogurt covered pretzels. Because I put that on there because that Thanksgiving every year, I eat the entire bowl that's set up for everyone.
Yeah, I feel that. my grandma puts Rolos in them. So they look like kind of like a reindeer nose. So she'll put like pretzels, chocolate covered pretzels, Rolos, and put an M&M on top. Yeah.
Dude, I'd eat the whole thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's
I'll give you 2. There you go.
No, that's not okay with me. But that's why Thanksgiving is so dangerous for me too, because I will eat all of the little things. Like I'll ruin my appetite from all the little things set out on the table because I can't stop. But yeah, so to get back to it, I had those yogurt covered and chocolate covered pretzels. I got them during prep. And I was like, they're so good. I was like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to keep them in my closet until the end of prep and treat myself to them. It was a couple weeks. I had to get rid of them, dude. I was gonna tear apart.
You just like it was like the SpongeBob meme of like just like I don't need it. Just looking at the water bottle. I don't need it. I need it. I don't blame you, man.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it.
Should have given me. I would have just held on to them. Throw them in a closet, ate them, bought you new ones.
Just would have been like, hey, here, I ate the originals, but here you go. Yeah, I got you next time. But yeah, so I'm definitely someone who cannot keep things in the house at all. And that means like I have to stay on diet more than others do. But
nutrition,
trial and error. Yes.
On our nutrition. I hate the word diet.
Yeah. No,
like, I get it. It's a fitness term. Like it's in our industry. Like, but it's our nutrition because like that's we're eating this way for a specific reason. We're not eating this way with an end date, right? Like I'm sorry. It's just like I'm really particular with words like that. Because when I was I'm gonna let you get back. But when I was struggling with the eating disorder, it was just like, okay, I'm back on my diet. And then like I'd binge and purge, and then like stay on it, binge and purge, right? So like, no, this is a lifestyle. This is my nutrition. This is how I am eating. This is what I'm doing. Sorry. All right.
No, you're good. That's so. As you're talking about that, like I was thinking of a better way to simplify that and not say diet. It's like so I have to create a more strict plan.
Okay. Yeah.
Rather than other people who have a more loose plan. It's your plan. You got to figure out what your personal plan needs to be. That's what we're talking about with different boundaries. Like you have to figure out what's going to work best for you. That's why it always depends.
Love that.
But one thing I did want to mention along with this was something that I noticed that whenever I kind of tend to binge is usually before bed. It's that's when the stress has built up all day. Like I've been good about my diet all day, but the cortisol is super high and I'm stressed out and I'm just like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to eat whatever right now. It's like I've been real good all day. Maybe I'm a little bit low on calories because I've been stressed out, been real busy, and I always make up for those calories that I missed.
And your mind starts thinking, dude, I could be laying in bed and my mind starts thinking, okay, I know I'm low on calories. I need to hit my protein or I need to hit my macros today, blah, 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 blah. I'll just have 2. So I get out of bed to eat 2 pretzels, chocolate-covered pretzels, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, ooh, those are really good. And then I have a couple of more. Yep. And a couple more. It's before you know it, the bag is
Yep. No, yeah, and then you bring the bag back to your freaking bed and then eat it the whole thing while you're laying there.
I've been there, bro. I've been there. So I'm glad I can relate to you on that. Like, but that just goes to show, like, when we're a little bit more stricter with our nutrition, we're turning the screws to get the goals that we want, we just don't have it in the house. Like, we make the conscious decision. It's not just like on a whim, like I'm throwing everything out. It's like, no, I know what I want. And I know what will get me there, and I know what won't get me there. So we're setting those boundaries with ourselves, and now we're going to execute within our game plan.
Absolutely. And one more layer to that, when I brought up the night thing, is figure out what your triggers are too.
Oh, yeah.
Figure out the things that, like, essentially the things that consistently happen, the routine you get into that gets you down that wrong path. Like, notice what thing, like for me, it's at night, right before I go to bed. I'm usually the most stressed, and that's when I tend to mess up. So something that I have implemented is, hey, I'm going to go do something that de-stresses me that isn't eating food before bed. Whether that's like going for a walk, whether that's watching YouTube video, like YouTube University. Could be something where I'm learning, or it could just be something where it's bullshit, where it's UFC or football, like where I'm catching up on
That's
stuff
okay,
like that.
Yeah. It's okay to have a social life.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay. Like, even though some of my social life is nerd stuff, like nutrition and training, like, I like things outside of nutrition.
To fill a couple other buckets too.
Exactly. So find other ways to de-stress once you notice those patterns. That's the word I was looking for. The patterns that you get into. Figure out a time or something else to do once you notice you get into that pattern.
And in the book, The Power of Habit by Duhigg, I believe, Charles Duhigg, he talks about just putting a one layer in between you and that habit that you're trying to break, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, he uses turning on the TV at night, having the book here and having the remote there. But he talks about taking the batteries out of the remote and putting them in the kitchen, right? So when you grab it, bam! Oh, it doesn't work. Well, the book is right here, so I'm just going to read it. And it's just like putting that one extra layer that can completely change your habits. And I think it's really, really important to realize that. So people are so extreme. They make these locking buckets nowadays to where like you can set it for a specific time.
Oh, okay.
Like a 24-hour clock to where like it only opens in 24 hours. Like I've never had one, but I've seen them on TV, and I'm like, I could use it for my ice cream. I will admit.
For
the ice cream would last 2 days instead of one if I locked it right away.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so like they're just creating that one little layer in between, like just that one little hurdle. It's just like, I guess I will read my book. And that's what you were kind of doing. Like, instead of food, I'm just going to okay, cool. We're going to go look something up, or we're going to go watch some MMA or something like that, watch a video. You're creating that one little hurdle, that new habit to kind of distract yourself from that feeling. Because that's all it is. That's all it is.
Exactly,
it's just a feeling. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, and another layer to that is like you get into that automatic system where you don't even know, like you don't even realize that you're getting into that activity that throws you off track. So for example, like one of my leads a while ago, he said like he had been so off on his plan for nutrition that like whenever his girlfriend got out the pretzels and cheese and she started eating, he went over and
just
automatically didn't even think about it and was 3 pretzels in and was just like, oh shit, I don't even realize I'm doing this. So basically you build habits whether they're good or bad. So recognizing that you're in a bad habit and putting that layer in, where like, hey, taking the batteries out of the remote if you always go sit down and watch TV when you get home, or if you're always like, I don't even know what else you could be doing right when you get home, but can't think of any examples, just blanked. But but if what you notice that you do right when you get home,
it could be turning on a video game station, like
there we go,
like just hitting the button on your video game controller and like having it so that your whole station, video game console is unplugged.
Yeah.
Right? There it is. Now, when you hit the button, it's not going to do nothing. Right? So, like, that's another example.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so whatever you notice is just automatic that you do that throws you off track. Try to find a little thing that can prevent you from even being able to start it. And then you'll be able to go do what you need to do.
Yep. Yep. Love it. So, we talked a little bit last week about our goals and everything like that. And I got a couple of follow-up questions about what my training looks like. So before I get into mine, I'm kind of curious, what is yours looking like? Like a breakdown of a week of training.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So right now I'm trying to kind of do a 4 days off on, 1 day off split.
Okay.
So 1 day is going to be like chest and shoulders. Next day is going to be back and arms. Then we got legs. And then that fourth day is kind of working on the weak points, maybe things that I feel like I didn't hit as much with those earlier workouts.
Okay.
But essentially 4 days on, 1 day off. I kind of see it as a 10-day cycle instead of a 5-day cycle.
I like that. Explain why.
So a big thing that has been shown in studies is like the more sets, the more volume that you do, the more growth. Like that is directly related to growth, like how much muscle growth you can acquire.
And volume is weight plus sets plus frequency, right? No. Weight plus sets plus oh God, why is
it's just reps, set.
There it is.
Yeah.
Reps, weight, and sets.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry, we're
maybe
all
I
over the
need
place.
more caffeine.
Yeah, I hear you.
Sorry.
But so more volume equals more muscle growth, as long as you can recover from it.
Yep.
So that's the reason why I go from 7 days, how most people do, to 10 days. So the studies that I was talking about, a lot of them show also, hey, training a muscle group 2 times per week is the optimal frequency, or 2, 3 sometimes, depending on the muscle group, even 4 on things like shoulders and calves. But 2 to 3 times per week on muscle groups has usually been the best frequency to train to get the most muscle growth. So for me, when I do that, I don't recover in time. Whenever it's like a good example of that 7 days doing 2 muscle groups is push-pull legs. Your classic push-pull legs where you do push, pull, legs, and then immediately push-pull legs, then rest on Sunday. And I'm not able to recover from that. I don't know if it's from intensity of training, like how much muscle damage I do during sets. But I've noticed that when I have those 4 days where I hit every muscle group, then have a day off in between, then go back into those 4 days and another day off, that's like my 2 times per week, but it's within 10 days.
I like that. I mean, the calendar's just a made-up thing that humans kind of was just like, this is how we're going to track time, which is also made up.
Yep.
So, I like that, and I've actually never implemented a 10-day cycle like that. So that's really cool and interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, this is what has worked best for me. Like, there's no studies showing a 10-day cycle is the best. But I found it to work the best for me because of those 2 things that I talked about at the beginning. Like, it's the best way I can increase volume while still recovering. Like, the highest amount of volume that you can do while still recovering, that's going to give you better results. And you got to figure out how you can do that. Like, your work schedule could make that harder for you. Your, like, depending on how much you do at work. Like, if you're physically, like, moving around a ton like you do in the warehouse, like when I was in the warehouse, I was on the 7-day cycle of 1 body part per week, like freaking bro split, because my recovery was not up to where it could be for lifting.
I feel that. Yep.
So yeah, it may change dependent on your current lifestyle, and it's going to be different for each person.
Yeah, and that depends, like just for example, like if you get an injury, right, you're going to have to completely change up your training. You're going to have to completely change up the frequency you train, because now we're taking a body part out of your training cycle. So now you're not going to be able to hit legs every single day. So we need to change up the way that you train. So like it's on a constant ebb and flow, peaks and valleys type thing. And I like that. I'm actually on a 7-day split right now.
Okay.
To where it's legs, so it's like lower body, upper body, active recovery day. So that could be a circuit, that could be a long distance run. This last week I did like 8 miles. It could be 45 minutes because I'm on 75 hard. Zone 2 cardio on the bike, zone 2 cardio on the ski erg, zone 2 cardio, stuff like that. On the treadmill, anything like that. Or it could just be a simple walk. Then I hit legs again, focused on posterior. And then another push day, which is normally my shoulder focus day. So normally the first push day, the first upper body day is more geared towards like my chest, my big movers, and then my second one is more geared towards my shoulders. And then on Saturday it's a circuit day in the gym, and then long distance run for because I'm training for a Spartan race too, right?
Yeah.
Like so I have to keep my cardio high. Then Sunday it's all about a walk and a gun show, baby. That's all I do. That's all I do. I'm just trying to get big arms. I'm trying to get ripped as hell. To go along with this runner's body, I can tell you that much. And that's my 7-day split. I start over on Monday.
Dude, that sounds like a ton of fun too.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun.
Just one thing that I thought of while you're going through all that. He has worked many years to be able to do that much in a week.
19 years, baby.
Most people are not going to recover from that much.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Like
Sometimes I don't recover from that much.
Yeah, exactly.
More caffeine! Not recommended.
I was going to say, that does not help.
Yeah, it's not recommended.
It makes it worse.
It digs a deeper hole sometimes. But
exactly. But yeah, that's the thing. Like with the volume I'm talking about. Like it's over the 20 years you've been working out, you've been able to slowly increase that volume that you can adapt to.
Yes,
so over time, I may be able to get to a 7.
And as you mentioned earlier, my work schedule has actually gone down. So instead of working 10-hour shifts, now I'm working 6 to 8-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So going from 30,000 steps before I even train down to about 22,000 steps before I train, that's a humongous difference. In just like the volume that I'm having on my feet, right?
Absolutely.
And things like that. So my recovery has increased because my work volume and output has decreased on purpose.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
so it's all those little things.
Yeah, all the little things like that add up, especially in the long term.
Yep.
But I actually talked to that with Andy pretty recently. He told me he had to stop rucking. I don't know if anybody remembers. Someone challenged him
to ruck for 365.
And I was like, yeah, of course you did that because someone told you wouldn't. But he said he immediately stopped after that just because he couldn't put on any muscle with rucking. Like with how much muscle that he has, like that constant activity, it's hard to build a ton of muscle and keep that muscle when you're that active. So.
Active and eat. You either have to eat a lot more food, get on anabolic steroids. And then you actually eat a lot more food on anabolics because your metabolism just ramps up, right?
On that note, it makes it hard. Like you have to do more.
Yes, you do.
In every aspect. On the food,
push
training,
more weight, recover better, eat more, sleep more. It enhances everything. So it's actually kind of a lot harder. If you just take them, like you're going to be burning.
Yeah, you're going to just be compromising your health and with absolutely no benefit.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The health negatives that can happen are just not worth it.
Yep. Or in Andy's case, like he's very particular about what he eats most of the time. So like in order for him to ruck for an hour every single day, and he wasn't going light either. He was going like 45 pounds. Like,
I think it was 45. I thought
maybe even more.
60.
Yeah. But he was rucking every day. He should have increased his calories by at least probably 500. Easily.
Yeah, I would say 300 to 500.
Yeah, with how big a boy he is and like how much muscle mass he wants to carry, and then to gain muscle mass, 300 to 500 easily.
At least,
Yeah, and then he doesn't sit on his hands all day either. He's up and at 'em. So, it's a delicate balance, and that's why I always say personally get a coach or an advisor. So
Absolutely.
First Form here, we use our First Form app, and you can get an advisor, and they advise you on like your activity levels. Okay, you got to hit these macros. You got to hit this protein. You should focus on this, right? Getting a coach, it's the same thing. They're going to coach you through the training program, the macros that you should hit, depending on what programs you buy, right? So like some are training, some are macro based, some are just all around nutrition and lifestyle based. But that's why I always say, like, get an advisor, $15 a month, not even if you buy for the whole annual plan, and then, or get a coach, right? It's going to be a little bit more expensive. Theoretically, you get more. Sometimes you don't, because we have some pretty awesome benefits through the app.
Yeah.
And you get your own personal trainer, certified advisor. Like, hey, get one, okay? It's worth it, because they're going to help you get through all these hurdles so that you can get to the goal that you actually want.
Yeah, like we were talking about, I mean, essentially the theme of today, like they're going to figure out what is the best plan for you. Like, it depends is the best answer to all questions, because so many people are so different. Like I actually was just talking to, like, literally as I was walking in, one of the people in customer service was asking about a specific product. And like, I'm not even going to get into the details, because this could be any product. Like, this product's supposed to help with stress, but basically when I take it, I get a little bit tired. You're supposed to take it morning and night, but I was like, hey, like, I know a few people who are like me, and I've had them switch to taking it morning and night to just night because it's made people tired. And that's like, there's not very many people that I've met that are the exact same way, but it's worked very well for those people. And it's very few people, but you have to be able to problem solve to be able to figure out what's best for you. But they're going to help you find that best plan.
Together too. It's not just like, it depends, do what I tell you. It depends. You have to give me the information. Then they work with you that's for something that's sustainable and long term, and that gets you closer and closer to your goals. And that's why I always say having a coach or an advisor is so important.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's never going to be just like a dictatorship.
Yep.
They're going to ask you how you're feeling, like what can you do consistently. Like, being able to follow the right plan consistently that's like the most important piece. So you're going to make adjustments according to what you can actually fit into your lifestyle.
Yep, and that's one of the biggest game changers out there, I'd say. Like, one of the first things I always say to people is like, hey, do you have a coach? Like straight up. Because if you don't have a coach, first off, like, once you start paying in, most of the time you start paying attention, okay? Like, you're gonna do what is said or worked out, right? You're gonna get that plan and you're gonna execute on it. Because now you got a little something in the game, right? A little skin in the game.
Yeah.
But also it gives you somebody other than yourself who's been further down the path that can help you towards your goals. And I think that's why it's important.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Great way to be able to help you earn the best results possible.
All right, Six. So we're gonna wrap up pretty quick here. I had a great week personally. I have a busy week coming up, and so I want you to tell me something good, man. Like, it could be throughout today, it could be something throughout your life. Just putting you on the spot. Tell me something good.
So I'll do I got another one, but this is a real quick one because I was real happy about this yesterday.
Okay,
I was so pumped. It's a small win, but I set a PR on number of. I told you recently, but I fucking crushed my
it?
PR. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
On number of tickets that I answered. So this is a combination of emails and phone calls.
Yeah, it's the metric that you're measured by at work, right?
Exactly.
And you set a PR.
Yes,
Awesome.
I set a PR by, it was like 28 yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Like out of the water. Let's go.
Sir. Yeah, that felt really good. And I also saw there's a little bit of things with numbers and stuff that we do, but so I might not be number one, but I was the number one on amount of people that I talked to this week.
Changing lives. That's all that matters. I love it.
Sir.
I love it.
So that's a big work win right there.
Hell yeah. You got another one? You said that you had another one. What is it?
Yeah. So I was going to say that that relating to what I was talking about last week with, I've really been trying to improve my faith, like strengthen my faith in God. And I recently just reached out to my friend and he actually brought it up before I even did. He was like, hey, how's your time with the Word been? And I was like, honestly, man, I've not been as good about reading the Bible that I want to, but I've been doing really good with prayer. Like, I've been praying every single day, and like we were talking about last week, like, I've been praying when times are good, when they're bad, and when they're right in the middle, and I'm just doing what I need to do, and I've been really good about that. And basically, he shared with me, hey, I'm essentially the opposite, so let's hold each other accountable. He's been real good about the Word, not as much about prayer. So we're going to hold each other accountable on that, be our faith accountability buddies a little bit.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now you have somebody that you can lean on for that too. Look at that. It all comes together. You start talking about it, it all comes together.
Yeah, and it's like, that's something that I didn't really put into words, but I was thinking last week. It's like things start lining up whenever you put your faith in God. Like, you gotta beat him halfway and be doing the work, but like it goes with the law of attraction too. It's like when you start thinking more positive things, start believing in more positive things, like, you're gonna get more positive.
Yep, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Here, how about you? What's one good thing from the last week for you?
Oh man, there's been so many. Number one, healthy. That's sometimes, because as we discussed, like, sometimes I can push the limit a little bit too much, right?
I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm hobbling. But so actually, because I've been traveling so much, I haven't been able to get workouts in with many people. So this week, Jaime and I, one of our freaking awesome guys around HQ. If you've ever been around, you've seen Jaime. But we actually got back to working out. So we worked out on Thursday. We're gonna work out on Monday because he actually leaves for an event, and I go to Seattle this weekend. So we're gonna work out on Monday again. And we're gonna make that a weekly thing again, to where, like, we're just gonna constantly find a way to work out together at least once throughout the week. So it was really, really great, just like kind of hanging out, getting a solid leg day in, and just pushing each other. So it was nice. It was nice. So.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite people.
I know. You got to bring him more and more into your atmosphere. So, like, I always relish my time, right? So yeah. So working out with Jaime again and getting a plan in place to where, like, we're going to continuously work out again. It's good. It's good. It helps that I'm in town more than, like, a few days at a time.
Oh yeah. Hey, one thing I noticed about both of our good things of the past week, it kind of, the people made the party on our good things. The people always make the party. I'm telling you what. The people always make the party. I'm telling you. It's the company that makes this journey so much better. 1,000%. And anything that I think back to, like, what was the most fun that I had? What was the most fulfilled? Not even just fun. Like, where did I feel the best about the accomplishment? It's always done with other people.
Yep.
Always.
Makes it more memorable. It really does.
1,000%.
All right, cool. I think that's a great place to end.
Absolutely.
Man, I tell you what, I'm having so much fun doing this, and it's fun seeing people interact online and dropping us comments and then shooting me questions. Like, I just love it so much. So I can't wait to next week. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to be out in Washington when we shoot the next one. So
little time difference, we'll figure it out.
Little time difference, but I'll have my hotel room. We'll be up and ready. We'll get the Wi-Fi going, and we'll be bumping.
Hell yeah.
Good deal?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Six.
Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Let's make it a great week, huh?
Make it a great one.
Yep.